Jackson Radio Show.
What's up, everybody? Kevin Jackson here. Hey, little pop culture. Suzanne Summers says it loud and proud. She's a fan of President Trump. We've always known, not always, but for quite some time, she's a conservative. She says, by telling people that she's a Trump fan, however, she's committing political suicide. Career suicide. Well, possibly. TMZ said, we got Suzanne leaving WeHo, hotspot Madeo, over the weekend and asked about the government shutdown. She says politicians need to get their crap together, but she praises the prez, particularly for the economy. Now, this is where it gets interesting at TMZ, because, these are the people that understand politics. The writer of this piece, because it was very short, said, for the record, Trump's GDP stats in his first year mirror almost exactly Obama's in his second term. First of all, in Obama's second term, that would be 4 years later. Secondly, it's completely wrong. Barack Obama never hit 3% GDP. He certainly didn't hit it 2 quarters in a row, if he never hit it once. And oh, by the way, when we get the latest numbers, we're going to find out that President Trump hit it a third time, except it'll be higher. And I've already told you guys, everything you're seeing right now, it looks good, right? As a conservative, you're happy. You're like, man, these numbers are good. President Trump's done. Let me tell you what's about to happen. You're about to get that tsunami wave. Everything that Donald Trump has done has been a setup to an economy that is going to go on. It's going to look like it took off on a rocket ship. And the reason for that is, no matter what you do in the government, it still takes time to get it to come through. The government is always lagging in its actual numbers. And in this case, once they flushed out all the Obama stuff, you're just starting to see the Trump stuff kick in. Donald Trump's been in office now. This is his 5th quarter, but you've only got 3 quarters of information. And you get the next quarter, you're going to be, what? Holy cow, we're at 4% GDP. The next quarter, 4.5%, 5% GDP, because all these processes are now starting to kick in. Companies haven't just roared back over. They're coming over. You're seeing them start to spend money, invest in research and development, putting money back into the economy through their employees. You're seeing other people go, you know what? I was a little hesitant at first to get that company started, but now Apple's coming back. I have a contract with them, or General Motors or Ford or what have you, and it's starting to boom. I'm going to have my play dad, his name is Frank, on the show one day. He owns 6 manufacturing plants. I really want to see how things are going for him, because my prediction is he's printing money right now. So wait till this other stuff kicks in, man. Wait until these companies actually, start breaking ground and you watch manufacturing coming back to life. Wait until you see the outcome of these foreign policy moves that have got more products being exported. And these companies now have a fresh new market in China. Fresh new markets opening up in South Korea and Japan, particularly Japan, because we've got a pretty big deficit with them. And when the money that was being lost in deficit in our trade deficit is coming back into the economy, all of the different let me tell you what you're feeling right now, just so we're clear. What you're feeling right now is Donald Trump removing the legislative shackles off of companies. That put $2 trillion back into the economy. What you're feeling right now is the tax cut. The looming of the tax cut gave everybody a sense of euphoria. Now it's hit. And so you're feeling that. But what you haven't really felt yet is the economic impact of the trade deals. And even though he's been teasing the concept of these trade deals, now they're starting to take effect. Companies are now adjusting. So when Donald Trump came in and the beef exports to China, suddenly we were able to do that. Now you're going to start feeling that impact. If you invested in beef companies, you're going to see it. You're going to finally get, okay, I get it. IBF, raised up, or whatever it may be, whoever the beef manufacturers are, people that produce it. You're going to start all these other 183 things that Trump got the tariffs lifted on. They're just starting to gear up. You won't feel that for 6 months, 9 months. But when it comes in, boom, that GDP gets a bump. As Trump continues to remove legislation, you want a piece of legislation, you got to dump some other stuff. You're going to see that. The coal companies, when Donald Trump says, okay, we're going to release the, go back to different standards on emissions, and we're going to build better plants. That stuff you can't refire up a coal plant instantaneously. It takes months to get these things back in line. So my point is, even with all that, you got 3.1 GDP, and probably 4. And Trump's a psychic. He said, we're going to hit 4 GDP, 5. He goes, I'm not going to go any higher than that, because then these guys they'll say to me, oh, you didn't hit 6. You didn't hit this number. So I'll leave it there. But he went as high as 5. Don't be shocked when you see GDP levels of 5, 6, or higher. Don't be shocked by it. It's going to happen. You're going to watch investments flood into the United States. I talked about this the other day. It is the only thing that people, what else? They want to be here. It's the closest, biggest market. They want to be as close to the biggest market they possibly have. And you're watching this happen. Anyway, Suzanne Summers was smart to come out and say she supports Trump. There's still a whisper campaign out there, folks, about Donald Trump that doesn't need to exist. At some point, you're going to have the guts, and you're going to say it. You're going to say, I support Donald Trump, period. And there are going to be people around you giving you thumbs up and looking at you going, yep, smiling at you, and you're going to go, what? What's going on? And you're going to forget you wore that MAGA hat. That's what's going on. This is you're at the beginning of this. Enjoy it. I'm just telling you that I can't be more exuberant. Look, I'm not on here to just, a lot of people say, Kevin, I like your show. It's so upbeat. You're always Look, if there were negative news to tell you about, I would tell you. The negative is, here's the negative, just so people don't think I'm just like, ooh, Mr. Sunshine, okay? If you don't fight hard, we can still lose this battle. Believe it or not, with all the good news I give you, there are people out there who don't want to see you succeed. There are people out there ridiculing Suzanne Summers, going, look at her, she ain't nothing but a has-been, whatever. Okay, fine. But she was somebody. I guarantee you that woman had a career that many starlets in Hollywood would love to have. And by the way, I'm not one to, you can talk about what you want. I don't know how old Suzanne is, but she kept her looks a long time. She's lived an amazing life. So ridicule her all you want. But you know what she did? She did show courage. Now it's time other people do the same. Come on.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.